last word. Welcome to The Last Word. Thank you very much for joining us. If it's Tuesday, you know after the news we're going to have The Last Word, where we discuss various issues that are affecting various sectors of society. Today, we want to have a conversation around what's been happening in Nairobi the last couple of weeks, which is especially coming towards the weekend, a heavy downpour, with advance warning from the Kenya Meteorological Department, but then it causes flooding, and that flooding leaves in its wake devastation. That devastation has affected very many people in their homes and in businesses. So we want to have the business angle to that conversation tonight, and we have a cross-section of the Nairobi business community with us in the room from either Grogan to industrial area to other parts of Nairobi to the CBD to Westlands, and we'll be hearing from them, telling us what they've been going through and whether they feel that the Nairobi City County government is doing enough to protect businesses from floods. And that's the question we're asking. Has the Nairobi City County government done enough to protect businesses from floods? My name is Eric Latif. I'm here with my colleague, Jim Mart.
Absolutely, Latif. I'm excited about the conversation today, building on last week's conversation, because I think for the first time, then we're able to answer some silent questions that we've not been able to answer. And I think one of the questions that we face constantly all through, not just in the business, but in public life, is the question of government responsibilities in our businesses and personal lives.
Yeah.
And maybe tonight we'll get the extent of it, if it exists at all, right? That does the taxes we pay do anything for you, all right? Because it's a concept, all right? I pay taxes, you pay taxes, businesses pay taxes, but it must do something. And over a period of time, it's been, I think, a thesis that has been there that government continuously leave the questions of what they need to do for private sector or privatize the public things that it must do. And maybe tonight we'll get a good sense of what that looks like and how that looks like. That what is the level of government responsibility to you or to us as a people of this country? When you pay taxes, what does the government do anyway for any of us in that sense?
Yeah.
But as we have said, we have a room full of business people who should know more than we do. All right?
It's their lived experience.
Their lived experience.
Yep.
The floods have given us an opportunity to discuss our state of affairs, our governance and business. And the question, as Latif said, do you think the county government of Nairobi has done enough really to protect businesses from floods? Last week we spoke about people and houses and homes and schools and the rest of it. Today with businesses. So you do have, all of you, a board in front of you. Green is absolutely yes. You think the county government has done fantastic, all right? It's done the best it could do with the measures that they've put together. Red is absolutely not. You think they could do more. So with your show of your cards as you vote, do you think the county government of Nairobi has done enough or the best that it could do to really, really cushion Nairobi businesses, as it were.
Be objective.
Please. Did we hear the question? I have a feeling that we didn't hear the question.
So maybe.
I hope that camera was live, right? So that we are not accused of anything. The camera saw this. Just put your one last time. Just put your vote up so that camera can pick it up. All right? It's a room full of
Raise your votes again. Let's see. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Wow.
So all red, bar one. There's one.
There's one person who really thinks the Gatti government has done enough.
There's one green.
Maybe we should start with that. Dispense of it very quickly.
Yes.
Where's the microphone?
Let's actually get some positive.
Give that gentleman.
So you can give him.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Boniface Muigai. I'm from Gikomba Market. And I'm the chairman in the shoe section. And the reason I think maybe I'm the only one who tend to agree that the county government is doing something towards addressing this issue of frauds in terms of how we do business is because, number one, for us, you understand Gikomba is about to be demolished because of this project of river regeneration. But the reason as to why I say the county government has come to our aid is because together with the multi-agency team that comprises Gikomba, County, Nairobi County, it also comprises of Nairobi Water. They have since last year, they have continued to engage us as the chairman, and they have told us, or rather, in this conversation, they told us that as much as you want to demolish the 30-meter riparian land so that we regenerate the river, we also want to take care of you traders. So what they have done, they have taken another 20 meters, and what they have said, because they know and they are aware that Gikomba Market, 80% of the traders are along the 30 meters. So instead of taking the riparian land, the 30 meters for riparian land, and they regenerate the river and they go, what they have promised, the promise they have given to us is we are going to take another 20 meters and we are going to build the modern markets, 3 stories, and so that we ensure that all the traders who are in the riparian land, we are going to accommodate them in that modern market. And another thing they have done, other than that, because we requested that even as they build the new market, we want our businesses to continue. So we requested them to give us an alternative land. So adjacent or opposite our market, they have set aside a holding area where we are going to do our businesses for the next 4 months, because they have promised that they are doing that market in a span time of 4 months. So even as they do the river project, as they do the new market, they have shown us a place where we are going to continue doing our businesses. So as for me, I think as much as they want to address the issue of the river and the floods, they have also taken care, and they have also listened to us, because this is something we requested as...
They've addressed you. Boniface, today your fellow traders at Gikomba had a demonstration.
Sure.
Over the same issue.
Okay.
They're protesting over the extra 20 meters that the Nairobi Regeneration Project is going to take. Everything that you're explaining, they seem not to be aware. You're in the leadership of the market. So is the problem the government communication, or is the problem the leadership communication? Because there are people demonstrating if you're saying that this thing is so good and so clear.
Okay, the reason as to why there was some demonstration is because maybe the government has not disseminated this information to the traders so that they get to understand. Because the same people who are demonstrating, they are in the 30-meter riparian land. So if the government is to come today, they're supposed to go home. Then again, there is another issue.
So with that then in mind, has the government done enough to protect the traders from floods?
It may not have done enough in terms of communicating that, but in terms of the plans they have to give us a long-term solution, I feel that they are moving in the right direction.
Fair enough. You read positivity here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give them a benefit of doubt. Where's the microphone here? The lady in green, is this color green or what it is? Sorry, I'm colorblind. So whatever it is you say, I'm good.
It's turquoise.
Turquoise.
Yes.
Let's go with pink.
All right. Pink. All right.
Please.
My name is Nyawera Lindsay, and I'm representing industrial area.
Right.
I feel that the government is not doing enough. Reason being because we've had recurring floods affecting our businesses for years. I'm talking about last year we were crying about the same thing. And when you look at industrial area, I'm representing this area of Enterprise Road and Sai Road, you can see that there are buildings that are being constructed on riparian land. And you can see visibly that we have walls that are blocking the waterways. So my question then begs, who is giving these permits? Or even if these constructions were done before, don't they do an audit and see all this? Because we are struggling. I can tell you, it rained, I think, on Saturday again. The water is still there. So what they do, they come, they see, and they go. It has affected us, and from Friday, this is the second week, and I can attest to you, all the companies on Sai Road, none of the employees are working because all the businesses, all the machines are done. Yes.
What would you have liked to see them do?
What I would want them to say, I would want people to take accountability. You see, if you plan, when they say that when you plan to fail, you fail. There's the saying like that. There's the other,
Yes.
when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, I understand there's a lot of, we need this, but some of these things, we don't need revenue. I mean, you don't need revenue to just be accountable and see that we don't need these buildings on waterways. We have a dump site on Likoni Road. Why is that litter flowing in our companies when it rains? It means it's uncontrolled. This is litter, this is garbage. So I still feel that they're not doing much.
Okay.
Yes.
So poor garbage management and collection.
Yes, and
That
also,
led
yes.
to clogging of drainages.
Yes, and also waterway, and also having walls blocking the waterways.
And walls blocking waterways.
Yes.
And not doing much about it.
To address it,
Okay.
yes.
All right, microphone on this side. Please hand it over to this gentleman, then him afterward. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Vincent Ojwang Mariam. I am a trader, a community youth leader, and someone who champions for sustainability, and a PWD advocate. They have been affected so much by the floods. And the question that we are addressing, they are asking the same. Because truly speaking, Nairobi has not done enough to protect the businesses of this city. We have a C in Uhuru Highway, we have a C in Expressway, we have a C in Thika Road. That's why they are saying it's no longer a city, it's a city. When our streets turn into rivers, it is not just the economic engine that stalls, it breaks. One, Nairobi contributes an estimate of 60% in terms of GDP. The Constitution of Kenya that we keep carrying, because it is the master plan that we need to look into, guarantees every Kenyan property to be protected under Article 40. When we are having rains and we don't have proper or sustainable drainage systems, then the state has failed to protect us as the business community, yet we are still paying taxes. When we are having a lot of garbages on our roads that still get to this drainage system that we are having, or the mitaros and trenches, then the government or the state has failed in protecting us as the business. Right now, as at March 2026, we are talking about the county government collaborating with the national government to have a 25 billion drainage overhaul. And they are adding that we need a 60 billion annual requirement to be addressing these floods. The question is, we won't even go past 2022. Where has this funding been for the last 3 years? We need to have a county that is full of people who are driven by love for their city and not fear for their city. That when we want to seek accountability, we have the power to voice these things and not fear, because it is our tax. Back in our community, Kahawa West, we have stalls, yes, but these stalls do not function whenever rains come. It is always like an emergency. 6 months every other time the rains comes. But the MET department keeps saying that we are going to have floods, we are going to have heavy rains. The county does nothing. We are on our own. We need to do something.
Okay. Where's the microphone?
Okay, John.
Yeah.
You know, as he's talking about that, as he's picking the mic, it's and you started by saying this smart. We pay taxes, there are land rates, there are business permits, there are various levies that the business community contributes to. So when, for example, the Nairobi City County says that we collected 13 billion shillings own source revenue, it's coming from these people.
Yeah.
Right? And what is the expectation? The expectation is that then the government is going to provide a conducive environment for them to do their business. What is a conducive environment? Is those
That we can experience these kind of things.
that you should not experience this. You have proper information, you have proper accountability beyond this, right? So, and as you take the mic, we'd also like to hear your personal experience and those of your fellow traders from wherever you operate in the last 2 weeks. When floods have come, how have they impacted you?
Thank you so much. My name is Njogu Nganga, and I represent the traders along Kirinyaga Road, Grogon area, and Riverside areas. It's an honor and privilege to be in this show today. So, on the topic of today, I am one of the affected traders who were recently affected by the floods that ravaged Kirinyaga Road, Grogon area specifically. And up to this minute, as we are speaking, our shops are located in a basement area because the building that we are at, it has a basement area. So the water from the Nairobi River, it flooded over to our area. And up to now, we haven't seen any national or county government or any county disaster management team that has shown up. Representing these traders, for the last 2 weeks, we have not been in business because a lot of businesses, they are operating on loans. That is number one. They are operating on loans. Number two, these businesses, they are located in ground floor. And those ground floor, they have been ravaged by the floods. So my question was this to the Nairobi County government. We saw the other day the national government and the county government, they had a partnership in which they raised or they agreed to partner in an 80 billion scheme, whereby they are going, majority of that funding is going towards the drainage and sewerage system. Also, we have seen the same being duplicated in other sectors. We have the Nairobi Regeneration Program. We have the Climate Works Program, that is the Kazi kwa Vijana. We have the other one. We have the Water Resources Management Authority. We have the Nairobi Water Sewerage Company.
We have continue. Just name all of them. There are many.
We have the State Department of Water. If you can add their budgetary allocation, you can see that it adds up to almost 80 or 100 billion plus. We have been repeating this issue of drainage and sewerage since the 80s. I was watching the governor the other day speak, and he was saying about the old sewerage system that is almost 50 years old. So how many times will we repeat? Every governor comes, every county clerks come.
Tell us the same story.
Repeats the same story.
Yeah.
But remember, Nairobi Sewerage Company generates around 18 billion per year in terms of revenue. We also have the Nairobi Disaster Management Department. It was allocated around 700 million. We have the climate works that was requested around 300 million. But now, if you can just go, it's just a walking distance to Kirinyaga to Grogon, you will find that we are children of a lesser God. Because in Grogon, there's no public toilet, there's no litter bins. There are no litter bins, actually.
Do you pay taxes?
We do pay taxes because we have the county permits licenses.
Yeah.
We also have the KRA. We also pay taxes to KRA. And the county, they are very quick. At January 1, they are on everybody's doorstep. They want to see the business permit. So, and you know, the Grogon area, it has almost 10,000 traders. 10,000 traders. It's and we have never seen any government initiative unless the one that has been developed by the World Bank, like the ring of the Cabros. So last year, as I finished, there was this program that was started by the World Bank of ring the Cabros and trying to unclog the drainages along Grogon area. But the problem was the coordination itself, because the youths that were doing that work, they were just scooping that garbage and then placing it on top. So when the rains came,
Comes back into
the garbage just went back. So it's a 0-0 case scenario.
Jogo, let me just ask you.
Yes.
Because we've seen the videos of what's happened in Grogon.
Yes.
I mean, flood waters have come, moving cars, getting into the basements of buildings.
Yes.
Do you know where this water came from? I mean, why the sudden overflow of water this time?
The sudden overflow of the water this time, we believe, there's also something called climate change. Number one, there's this issue of we have the stormwater drainage that was, it is located at a place called Tsunami. Along Grogon area, there's a place called Tsunami. And that bridge broke off. And since that bridge broke off, it has been hell up to now, because it was kind of trying to prevent the water from spilling over to our shops.
Okay.
And we have not seen.
It was operating like a dike.
It was operating like a dike, kind of a barrier.
Maria, yeah.
Yeah, and I repeat, we have not seen any county or national or any NGO that has come except you, the media.
Nobody
and
has
thank you for
come
it.
to actually help you with since then.
Not even 2 weeks later.
Not,
2 weeks.
not even a sub-chief, not even a headman. Nobody. We haven't seen anyone from the national government. Only statements, some cosmetic statements, just saying we are going to allocate funds, we are going to do this and that. Those cosmetic statements.
And to move some of the traders from Grogon to a land in Ziwani.
As I've said, we have not seen any government official who has come to communicate that information formally to us.
But you saw the governor saying that.
The governor was saying it somewhere in a posh area. He has not even, it's just a walking distance.
Jogo is very clear.
City Hall. From Nairobi City Hall up to Grogon,
Yeah.
I believe it's
He can walk.
He can walk. It's roughly around
Not more than
800
5 minutes.
It's not more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should stop these theatrics about and just making cosmetic statements that the county has allocated this and that. Thank you.
Very well said, Latif. I think we're getting somewhere to get to the disconnect and the distance between the governor and those who are governed. Good sir, what's your name and who do you represent?
My name is Samuel Maroche.
Please hold the microphone close to your
Okay.
mouth.
My name is Samuel Maroche. I represent the business people in Dagoretti South.
Okay.
I am one of those who say that the county government of Nairobi has not done enough. Where I come from, there are things that are abnormal that are happening there, especially before the rains. People are building on the bridges, and people are bridging on the waterways. So when rain comes, as the one that came the other time, you find that these buildings are blocking all those waterways. And to make the matter worse, the government officials, especially the county officials, usually come and they see those buildings and they do nothing. But we assume that they do something in terms of their pocket. Another thing that is there, since the rain fell most of the business within the Goreti have not picked up. Reason being, some of these businesses are being operated using electricity, and the poles fell down. People like welders have not gone back to their shops. People who are depending on these milk ATMs and all those are now suffering because they depend on electricity. We also have those who, the casual traders that usually sell things along the roads. They haven't come back because that water has not been managed. The water is still surfacing. So I've been asking questions. One of the questions that I've been asking is this. When this rain comes, it is like they were dead and they were buried and now they are resurrecting from their death bonds and come and say, it's like they have also been ambushed. But I think they should be very clear, because we have got people, especially the professionals that have been employed by the government, that are meant to manage this. Why should they come when things are already at mess?
So you're saying,
they should be
Samuel,
yeah.
in the last couple of days, you have had no power in that area, right?
Yeah.
And no communication at all.
Yeah.
You have had no assistance in terms of like any official from government, county government or even national government. You don't know they're in partnership.
Yeah.
None of them has come to talk to the traders in the area.
Yeah.
Or to even support them to come back and resume their business.
Yeah.
So people are incurring losses because they are not actually in business.
Yes.
This.
So most of our leaders that we have, we usually meet them in medias. We don't meet them on the ground.
Samuel, MCA huko, anaishi huko?
I don't know where he resides, but what I know, that is our MCA.
He's your MCA.
Yeah.
He shows up at some point.
And he has not shown up
He has not shown up.
lately.
There are homes there that are still flooded up to now.
There's an officer called the ward administrator.
We just hear them as you say, but we've never seen them. They've
There's
never
an
come
officer
on the
called
ground.
chief.
Chief is there. But Chief, I think with the little knowledge he has, it may be to manage his office, but he cannot come out and do anything. He has not done anything.
He's handling security and other
Security and the rest.
Okay.
Well, I think we're getting closer to where the problem is, but I still want to hear more voices. More importantly, how you've been affected.
Yeah.
And questions. So pass the microphone. The microphone is here, please.
One more and then we shall take a break and come back.
Hi, my name is Godfrey Karanja, a trader from Grogan. I just want to echo what my colleague has said. There are a few things he has not emphasized on, and I think this is where the whole issue is. So the governor said he wants to move the mechanics. What about us, the traders?
Right? The mechanics are not traders?
No, the mechanics depend on us.
Okay.
Right? Because they buy parts from us, they...
It's an entire ecosystem.
It's an entire ecosystem.
Yeah. Now, so they move the mechanics and leave the traders. Okay. Who are selling the parts.
Who are selling the parts.
Okay.
And you see, what you guys saw on the videos is the cars that were swept away by the floods.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody has really come to the ground and look at the losses that the traders have gone through, the financial setbacks. Right? We're talking about the stock damage, because there are parts that have been damaged and we can sell. Like, that's it. They're gone. There are guys who had, secured loans to start businesses. They had not even gone for like 3 months. The first wave of the floods came on 6th, going to 7th. So the guys who were on the basement level, like, unfortunately for him, he was on the basement level. We had to take it has taken us like 5 days to pump the water out. The whole of last week. Immediately after we finished, then came the second wave, which was on Saturday again. So you've already cleaned everything you thought you could salvage, and then the water comes in. Again, you're going back to zero, right? So there's nothing going on there. Now, the bridge that has caused all this, it's more of a makeshift bridge. But I feel like they could have done a better job. The administration could have done a better job, because the center pillar that has been mounted has collected all the garbage, right? creating a backfill of water that has then again exited to the lower Kirinyaga Road. Now, when you come to the road, essentially you're supposed to have a proper drainage that the water would probably use to flow downwards. So the road doesn't have any drainage. So what does the water do? Get to any exit that is available.
Yeah.
The first exit is the basement, right? The third thing is the county government and the KRA guys. They are very quick to come to the shops, very fast. They usually come. Yes, they even know where your shop is. Yeah. They come, the licenses, and all that. And then if you don't, of course, these fines, and then they start intimidating you and all that. But as soon as you pay, that's where it ends. If you come to Grogan, there is no toilet, like you said. Utabidi umejisaidia venye utajisaidia. There is the road, the lower Kirinyaga Road was constructed by Nairobi Metropolitan Service between 2020 and 2022, and there was no drainage system. It was left like that. If you have any other issue that you need to be sorted out by the administration, nothing comes through. No one comes there. So I feel like what the Nairobi, the administration is doing, it's saying that they're going to move the mechanics and all that. It's more of a reactional solution, right? They're not getting to the bottom of the issue, because now the mechanics will move, yes, but what happens to us? Because even up to today, I couldn't access my shop.
Utafanya e-commerce.
You see, and it's everywhere.
Yeah. So let me ask Godfrey.
Yeah.
Because there's, and you've said there are no toilets, and we're just going to a break shortly. There are no toilets in Grogan.
Yeah.
And also there is no proper waste management in Grogan. Now these are mechanics.
Yeah.
This is mechanical waste.
Yeah.
Think about the oil spillage.
Yes.
So all this oil that mukikuja ku change oil, what do you do with that oil? What do they do with that oil?
Just zingine zinaekwa kwa container, the rest is poured along the river. Yeah, kuna the waste, easy vitambaa they use to wipe whenever they're working on the cars. Yeah. It's just
it all goes to the river.
Yes. And there is no garbage collection. Actually, I
even trucks don't come.
Nothing. You don't see any. You don't see none. And this is you see, there is the Kirinyaga Road, right? And then there's another middle road, and then there's the lower Kirinyaga Road. So we're talking about the middle, the road between Kirinyaga Road and lower Kirinyaga Road. Those two roads, there is nothing that happens. Only collecting taxes and business licenses.
No services.
No services
at all.
No services at all.
Thank you, Godfrey. Let's take a break. We'll come back and speak to the other traders. Let's just hear your experience as well, and then at some point we'll start asking, so what would you like to do? What would you like to see done, and what are you willing to do? This is The Last Word with Eric Latif and James Smart. Tonight we are asking, has the Nairobi City County government done enough to protect business people from floods? And we have a cross-section of business community from Nairobi, from Kirinyaga to industrial area to Kahawa West to Dagoretti, all across this city. And they're all sharing their experiences on this. We'll be back shortly to continue this conversation.
Welcome back to The Last Word here on NTV Net, coming to you live from the Nation Center. We've been listening to traders and what has happened in the last 2 weeks on the question of floods. And the question we asked tonight is, does the county government of Nairobi done enough in relation to the floods? And we have traders who've been telling us their views, telling us what has happened to them. Let's continue. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Sharmila Dikuna, Managing Director of Printwell Industries Limited. We are into printing, and we print textbooks for the publishers who supply the CBC curriculums. On 6th of March, we were hit with floods, and within no time, our entire factory was submerged 11 feet high underwater. All the machineries, stocks, finished goods was all underwater. And we're not talking about floods, rainwater. We're talking about sewage water mixed with the rain flood waters. This happened even in 2024, and we were shut down for nearly 5 months. I have over 70 workers plus. We were shut down. It was difficult. We managed to come back on our feet and again to be hit on the 6th of March. The water was just draining. It has not even drained out, I think, as she said, from Sai Road. We can't even enter the premises. On Saturday, we were hit again. So we really do not know where to start and what we are going to do.
Where is the business, Shamila?
Sorry?
Where is the business located?
Industrial area, Road A, Sai Road.
Okay.
Now my concern here is that we were printing textbooks for the
Of
CBC
course.
curriculum.
Yeah.
So what happens here when a printing press shuts down? That means there's going to be shortages of books. So who's going to suffer? Is the students, the children.
Learners across the country. Paint for us that picture. The normal operations of your printing enterprise, right? So are you on for 24 hours normally?
Yes.
And like how many books on average do you print in a day?
We convert about more than 30 to 40,000 books a day.
A day.
Per day.
And you're on for 24 hours.
And we are on. That is like, you can say, one shift. So when you're 24 hours, you can talk about 50 to 60,000 textbooks a day.
Since the 6th of March when the first rains came, you have been
Shut
offline.
completely.
You've been shut down.
Yes.
That's 11 days.
Yes,
No printing.
absolutely.
So 11 days times all those books.
Exactly.
That's a huge backlog. Even if you came back on, it'll take a lot for you to actually catch up.
To be honest, we don't know how long it's going to take because when in 2024, the water was 4 feet and it took us more than 5 months to come back.
This is
Now
11
we're talking
feet.
about 11 feet.
Wow.
And these are all huge machineries, specialized machineries, where you cannot just get them serviced by anyone. You need now technicians coming from abroad to come and check on it.
Can I ask, when last year, from experience last year, when it happened, the last year's rain, was there any government response? How did you essentially come back after 5 months?
There was no government response, unfortunately, and neither the insurance companies. We had to try and get back on our feet on our own. And mind you, I did not send even one worker home. They all were paid. Probably salaries obviously were delayed, but no one went home without a salary because it's not their fault. They have families. Their livelihood depends on these jobs. So where do you send them? Now my worry is, what are we going to do now? We are completely shattered. We just don't know where to begin and what's to be done.
Shamila, you mentioned insurance.
Yes.
That the last time you did not get insurance support.
Yes.
Why? Was the business insured?
Yes, very much.
And
We've
the
been
machinery was also insured?
Very much,
Then?
completely. We've been in that premises for over 20 years. And now conveniently they come and they say that you're on river bank. But we've been there for the last 20 years.
Had they inspected the premises by the time
Yes, they
insured?
had inspected the premises.
But they hadn't noticed the riverbank issue
Absolutely.
And they're taking out premiums
Yeah.
from the riverbank premises.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
And as we speak, again, is the same issue. So if the insurance whom you look forward to come and save you and to get back on feet, you're again in a situation where you're not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So how long are we going to carry on and face this circumstances? How is the officials going to come forward, should I say, have pity on us or feel sorry for us? Because it looks like, as we said, we are taxpayers. We add value. The entire industrial area, look at the entire revenue and the workers and things that are affected. How are we going to recoup all this? How are we going to get back on our feet? It's not easy.
What's your plan?
currently,
Yeah.
I don't know. I cannot enter the premises. So I can't even know where do I begin with. But do I have a choice? I will have to ultimately probably see how to shift from there. And moving also is
It's a new cost.
challenging.
Yeah.
Challenging because these are huge missionaries that you're talking about, which is going to take you time. So I just have faith that we Kenyans, we are very resilient,
Yeah.
We will rebuild. But we are only praying and hoping that the government or the officials, they have proper infrastructures, environmental managements, proper drainages, so that businesses can, manage to just carry on and livelihood carries on. And we all are happy end of the day.
Yeah. We'll come back to you for proposals on solutions. Let's hear from you. You have the mic.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Robinson Mudini from Dandora, Embakasi North. And one thing I'm saying about the county, that is okay. They should pull up their socks. When you see roads looking like the Strait of Hormuz, and businesses literally are just besides.
Could you put the microphone just on? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the business are just beside, disrupting the whole ecosystem of people coming to buy, inventory losses. We have
Hold
a
the mic
problem.
like this.
Oh, okay. We have a problem. Secondly, I'll talk about recycling. Just tell me anywhere in the county where you see them facilitating or having a place for recycling. Things like plastics and even the oil, that is money. It only needs to go to the right channel. But now when it's trashed, that's why it's getting to the waterways. And then I would like also to talk about insurances. I know that's not the function of the county, but if the county could partner with insurance and micro-insurance and just see a way, because this is a recurring problem. Next year, maybe it will be worse. Next year, but one maybe be worse. So if the county could maybe find a way of having a micro-insurance that will support small businesses, that will come a long way. And lastly, I would also like to talk about the digital space. Where do you find people going to waterways, riparian land, while we have a whole infrastructure, a digital one, where a person can go and maybe, start a shop. The county, I would like to fault the county on the ICT part. That's the part that I would like to talk to. They have not supported the businesses to go to that extent of the digital world. So that's why I would like to argue on based on the county.
Okay. All right. Microphone on this side. Sure.
Good evening. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to speak about what is going on currently. My name is Michelle Dikuna, and I am a General Manager and Director of PanAf Logistics. Conveniently, we are situated in the same place as Printwell Industries. We are also affected by the floods quite directly, and it is not only us that is affected by these floods. There are other businesses around in the area that are also affected by these floods, and the livelihoods of these people are also affected. So when we say that we do not know what solutions are coming our way, we just hope that the government or the authorities are going to be listening to us and listening to our plead for help. And we look forward to hopefully solutions in infrastructures and drainage, and also in environmental management, where we can see some sort of light at the end of the tunnel where this will not happen again. And if it does happen again, we are ready for it. Yes, and the government will be able to support the businesses, families, and homes that are affected.
What would you say when county government or government says that part of the problem is the businesses have built on riparian, parts, and it's problematic and you should move? And then what has happened then, it's, caused by you and others like you. What would you say?
To be honest, I would not think that it is caused by people like us. I feel that the authorities or the government should do investigations into the institutions or into the companies or the individuals that are illegally cropping on that land.
Mm-hmm.
Because due to these illegal structures, it has caused a downpour of problems from one sector to another. So I feel, along with the other problems of drainage problems, infrastructure problems, I feel the authorities should look into these dump sites that are part of our institutions that cause a bigger problem when it does flood.
What does solution look like for you? My final question.
I think a solution would be, first of all, to look into better drainage systems. That is the main thing. Like what our colleague here has said, if we do not have good drainage systems, that's the main place that we should start. And if we do have good drainage systems, then it comes to infrastructure systems and other policies that businesses can also implement. And hopefully the government can do something about this and give us a way forward. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Microphone on this side. Yes. Your name?
My name is, good evening. My name is Charles Fayare. I'm coming from Githurai. Mr. Smart, what I can say, when you have money and you don't plan for it properly, there is nothing you can do. The government has money. And that is something everybody knows, there is money in Kenya. And the proper planning, it was they are lacking. And proper coordinations. Where I'm coming from, there are small business enterprises, and they are within the residential areas. These are small business people. Without them coming out to sell their products, they cannot get food, put food on the table. So the flood has caused a lot of problem because most of them are operating on the roadsides. And the roadsides, last flood caused a lot of havoc. You can find the flood is blocking the sewer, mixing with the water, the sewage water. So it is becoming dirty. And you see, that is where there are small traders, racks.
Who would you categorize as small traders in Githurai?
These are mamambogas, people with butcheries, people are selling in the kiosk, small kiosk food vendors, such like things.
Are they all shut down?
They are all shut down because they cannot access their places. So customers cannot come where there's a sewer line. The water is always out there. Children are getting difficulties walking to school because the road is full of water. So the problem we are urging the government and the county government, they can do proper planning because rain is coming every year, every season rain is coming.
Yeah.
Why can't they, before the rain started, they dig the tunnels properly so that when there is rain, the water can find its way, flow fluently.
Right.
Why do they wait until there is a disaster?
Are there garbage collection points along that area of Githurai?
Yeah, garbage collection is perfect because every Wednesday I can see trucks coming there to collect them. Yeah.
What are they collecting? Where are they collecting from?
From certain, they have created certain places.
People dump somewhere on a cafe?
No, they have these plastics. Okay. Each and every house has. So the guys collect them with the cocotenis and they take them in a certain place where the truck will come and collect them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Please, sir.
Evening. My name is Dennis Cairo from Kirinyaga Road, Grogon, from Kimdot Auto Spares. I've come with my fellow colleagues there. For Grogon, we have two issues. They have well highlighted the issue of the bridge at tsunami, which diverts the water. We also have another issue of all the water that comes from Koja, goes straight at the junction where that bridge is and makes a left turn down through Grogon all the way to Riverside. At the moment right now, people are still pumping water from those basements. They're pumping water from 5 to 7 days. Those people need high pressure water pumps. We have not seen the county government. On the issue of garbage collection, we have no green army there. We see it in any other parts of Nairobi, but not in Grogon. So those mechanics that he wants to chase away there, they're the ones who come about to clean those roads so that they can be able to work for themselves. They're the ones who joins hand. Right now, they cannot work. All that road is covered by the water that is being pumped from the basements. Some of those basements are even collapsed, meaning the water is coming in from this basement, coming out from this other basement. Those people are really in a very bad state as at now. From the first wave, there are people who are able to salvage very little things, but they only salvaged for 1 day. They couldn't be able to clear all their stocks from those basements. Then on Saturday, we had another flooding. Right now, we're hearing this weekend it will flood again. They are wondering whether they should continue pumping or just stay like that.
And wait for the
rain to subside. You see?
There will be rain.
There will be rain for sure.
Yeah.
There will be rain for sure. We for a solution for us, we expected to see expansion of that waterway, especially from Globe roundabout all the way to Riverside, going through to Kamkunji. That in that expansion, we should also see gabions to be able to withhold the extensive mass of land that is on the sides. As at now, just past that tsunami bridge, there's a very huge tract of land that has been swept away by the water. Actually, if they don't break down that bridge, the water will still make its way through the land. We have been seeing NYS being deployed elsewhere to help people. In this case, Grogon no. We've been seeing the National Water and Sewage Company going to unblock sewages elsewhere. Right now that Grogon people need those, their trucks with those high pressure pumps. We need them, they are not there. This same county government that we do pay proper business permits. We have just seen right now seated here, I've seen a statement by the MC that he visited there yesterday, and he's going to make he's going to follow up with the relevant authorities. I actually didn't see that. I've seen it on Facebook right here sitting here.
We shall follow up with the relevant authorities.
Kindly do. He's called MCA Chege something. I've seen him on Facebook.
Chege Mwaura of Ngara.
Chege Mwaura. That is him.
He will follow up.
Yes,
with
I hope he
relevant
does.
authorities at some point.
Have you engaged? Actually, now that you talk about the local leadership, have you engaged with your local MCA?
Will you start engaging, or will you be able to? Will you start by salvaging what is?
Have they visited your area?
We have not seen him.
Has the local ward admin come?
Personally, have not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. So let's hear from Zes.
My name is Francis. I come from Kibera Community Traders, and what I want to emphasize on is that the Kenyan system of governance has a problem and needs overhaul. First, the leaders don't take their responsibility. Where I come from in Kibera, you can see as we speak now, many families, especially the business community, have been really affected by the previous floods. Not because something could not be done, but it's because somebody is sleeping on the job. The small traders pay a lot of tax to the government. And Kibera being a slum, it has a representation of different leaders from across the board that needs to take the measures even before that. Why do we have to wait until it rains, until it is flood? We can still do a lot of preparation and even to prepare for this kind of disaster, particularly even before it becomes serious, like the other one that we have witnessed in the previous time. So if it is not done in proper time, Nairobi will be like a village. In fact, it is even becoming worse and those who are at home. If you are walking all over, you find yourself in water everywhere. It is like now the system has changed, and I think the planning system also contributed to this, because it is like it was established in a swampy area. And these people who are building illegal structures, they are building them during daytime, and it is like the authorities take money, they just assume that everything is normal. They only wake up when they see people have lost lives, the drainage system has also been destroyed, and the water is all over. Currently, where I come from, many families are now sleeping without even eating, simply because whatever that they were doing to make them earn a living has been shut. They cannot access their soaps, they cannot sell, they cannot even do their businesses as they used to do, simply because the water has made them not to access their soaps and their business enterprises. And I think if it is a collective responsibility, something can be done at the proper time, so that next time we get prepared to this kind of disaster, because flood is not an event. This is something that is continuous. It is here today, tomorrow it is going to be even worse than today. But if the leaders cannot take responsibility, it means life is going to be lost, property is going to be destroyed, and many people will just turn back to their villages and leave Nairobi, because you cannot survive. Currently, I've seen some of my friends, some of my traders are crying because of loans. You cannot run a business without a loan. The insurance companies, sometimes they take long before they act, because they want to know the cause. Where were you during this time? Did you meet the threshold of that being, of you to be compensated? So people will die because of depression. Before this, we need to take action, and the authorities need to act as soon as possible.
Asante.
Yes.
Asante sana. You have the mic?
Yeah. My name is Blue Smile Hassan from Kawa West. Mine will be more of dwelling on the problem at hand, which the county, whatever the county seems to be doing is not working, because even after all those days of floods, we still are complaining of losses, we still are complaining of the Green Army is not reaching everywhere. The drainage systems are yet to be, restructured, and we are not seeing any action from the government. So mine will be, do we really have a plan? Does the county really have a plan to tackle this? Because in a few days' time, we'll have these floods again, and we'll be crying, talking about the same issues. We really need to have a master plan. We have to look at the Nairobi, geographic, have a master plan, see that things are working, especially when we talk about these drainage systems, because it is a problem that is with us, and we really need to tackle it. But first, it is a question of governance. Does the governor has the goodwill to actually implement these things, or just talk on the media, but on the ground, the cries are dire. People are crying. Losses, we are counting a lot of losses. Yeah, mine would be that we really need action.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, good evening. I'm Peter Ogweno. I'm the chair of Olympic Kibera Business Community. It has been very bad. In fact, I'm feeling for my brothers from Grogon. Just imagining you have a business today, tomorrow it rains, and all of a sudden it is submerged into water. All of it. Sorry, bro. The problem we are facing now is not a problem of today. It started way long back ago. Before early 80s, the population has really tripled. And you find some of these drainage and sewer lines, they were constructed almost 30 years back. And the population today, it cannot sustain. So, to me, what I think should be done, we need not to talk. The government should act, the county government should act. We need action on the ground. Because talking and talking and talking won't help anything. They need to act so that things get well soon. Because the way we are going, it is going to be worse even than what we have seen.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to ask Peter, you're chairman of the Kibra Olympic Business Association, right?
Yeah, yes.
So as the leadership of the business, I mean, I can imagine that you came up together as an association to use that for advocacy, for lobbying, to push for, the welfare of the traders around you, right?
Yes.
So have you, since this started, have you had any communication among your members on what you'd like to see the government do?
Okay.
So then you can take that.
This is a matter we have been discussing since we started the organization back in 2008 after the post-election violence. You know, the drainage system were clogged with drugs during the post-election violence. And we have been talking to the county government and the area leaders, especially the ward administrator, and they are telling us, we will do it, it will be done, the money has not been allocated, and all sorts of stories. And it takes a lot of money to do or to unclog this drainage and sewer lines. Right now, with the rains, the sewer lines are blocked. All the sewer, those hazardous waters are just flowing on the road. Yeah.
All right, Asante. I think as we transition now to the next phase of this conversation, let's see what action, what's the fix here, right? You represent business associations, your leadership of traders, right? You know the structure of government. So when you talk about the Nairobi City County, there's a governor, he has his county executive committee members, that's the ministers, he has the county officers, that's the PSAs, and then there are directors in the various departments. But straight to the ward level, there is the ward administrator, and then you have your representation, which is the MCA, right? So all these are the leaders who should be addressing this. So when we say, for example, that you need support with big pumps so that you can pump out the water from your basements, this should be a service that is offered by the county administration, right? But how do you want to lobby so that they actually do the job that they are supposed to do? So sasa hivi tumekubali ni kama hawajui kazi yao. So how do we tuwaambieje hii ni kazi yenu ndio wakuje wafanye as a short-term measure, and also so that we are all sensitized, whoever is in government, this is the expectation, not statements, not saying that what watahama because you live in riparians, but also in disaster response. This is at a point of response to a disaster. How do you want us to sort them out? So as you pick the mic, also let's hear.
So we'll get to the solutions part of it, because at some point we have to stop speaking about our problems and start speaking about what we need, to happen. And I think one of the things that is very clear is there's a massive disconnect between what the people who we've elected to be in office and the people they've employed to run the systems vis-a-vis the people on the ground who pay taxes and who want some sort of services. And I want us to start bridging that gap of where do we think this problem actually is. That you have an entire system, an entire government structure. The county government of Nairobi is a government that should provide services. The government of Kenya is a full government that should swing into action. We shouldn't be speaking about this 14 days after the fact. We shouldn't, but here we are. So as we start bridging this gap and closing the show, I want to hear views and thoughts about how exactly do we want to make sure that the people we have put in office are actually doing what we want them to do.
Thank you. My name is Philip. I'm a property manager along River Road and Moi Avenue. And in this discussion, in reference to the governor of Nairobi, Mr. Johnson Sakaja, he mentioned that there are boats somewhere. And the first question you asked during this convergence was that, is there any way that the county government has tried to help? If they would have tried to help, the boats would have been there, right? We would have divers, which is one way that, okay, the floods are occurring, the water is beyond the limit that we can control, but why are there no divers who could help us because lives are lost? On another thing, the national government should also check on the insurance companies that are registered in Kenya. I'll mention one thing. To all those who are driving and to all those business people who have cars, there are around 3 insurance companies that have been cancelled recently, right? One is Trident, another one is Cusco, and another one is corporate insurance. Imagine adding salt to the injury, whereby you are going to an insurance company to check if you can be compensated, and then the government tells you that the insurance company has been cancelled, or the insurance company is not valid, has been liquidated because of insolvency and other issues. Is that really fair? Is the government really working to sort that out? The government should roll out a plan to ensure that, as far much as one good friend of mine has said, the county government should merge with the insurance company, it should be a working insurance company, whereby a trader can go, walk in, explain his maybe damages or what has happened to his business, and can be compensated. Because this is a natural calamity, this is a disaster that is seen by everybody. It's not something that somebody comes up and says, yo, you see something happened. No, it is seen, it has been recorded, and it has been witnessed. I'll also mention one thing also about the proof of work. If we can say, okay, the county government of Nairobi has tried, is there any proof of work that shows they have done something? Latema Road has been swimming all along, even with short rains. Nothing has ever happened to that road. So if it is garbage collection, if it is drainage, recently Babu Owino said that the rivers should be deepened. Okay, fine. If it works, then deepen them, so that we see if they can control the floods, yes or no.
In other words, tuache kuongea sana. Tufanye.
Tufanye.
Sawa.
That small thing, just do it.
Pass the mic behind you. Plus, also, let's hear we haven't heard from a lady in a while, so let's hear from her as well.
So my name is Lena. I'm from Makina, a trader and a fashion designer.
Would you like her to stand? Lena, they're requesting you to stand, please.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Lena.
My name is Lena, a trader and a fashion designer from Makina. I'm one of the traders who were affected with the rains that happened on Saturday. But for me, this is my second time in business, so I am tired, honestly. It's my fashion business. I saved money the whole of last year, I think like 100K, and then my sister loaned me another 100K. So that was 200,000. I started it this January. And on Monday, my lady called me and she told me, extension haifanyi, and I was like, why? Akasema, maji iliingia, iko all over machine hata haiwaki. Napenda kulia. Kutokea shida, I'll cry. But that, I didn't cry. I didn't even go there. I went there today. I had there were some customers, I had like orders that were supposed to be made. I was supposed to deliver them on Thursday. I didn't say anything, honestly. I was just like, my sister was telling me you should go and uchukue kadi, go and get the voters registration. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But today, I told myself I'm going to get it because I was tired. I said no. And my question when I was going back home, I was asking myself now, what are we going to do? Like everyone has said here, we have the drainage system problem and the garbage collection and everything. But mine was like, how are we going to hold the government accountable? Like me personally, And to me, it was more like, you know what, Lena? You need to go and get that registration voter. Just go and do it because we need to vet these leaders properly. Like, to me, you will need to tell me what you've done in these 4 years. Like, what have you done? Show me, like, nionyeshe. Because that 200K, when I sit down, I'm just like, I endivo. If you go to my shop, my fabrics zimeharibika, ziko na stains. I have orders that I need to like deliver them on Thursday. I don't know how to like do them. Like I don't even know how to tell the clients, And in this fashion business I've studied it and I'm just like, what is the government doing to me? Like, who are these people? I've paid like business permit is 7,500. I've paid it. And to me, like paying you all that money, I will demand the service. I'll need to see what you're working. And to me, like, it is very simple. We already have the interview here. The media will also help us. We don't want to go on the roads, chaos, mandamano. No. We need to ask together, loudly, where is our money going? Let's go outside there. We have the numbers. I know the government have the machinery, but we have the numbers. Let's go and get those voters card. Tukutane kiwanjani.
Thank you, Lana.
How many people are registered voters here? Show of hands.
Mkokadi.
Mkokadi.
Very good.
Utaitumia this time.
Okay. Itatumika vizuri. Yes.
Yeah. My name is Francis Dege.
Nani? Please stand, Francis.
Yes. My name is Francis Dege from Toy Market, trader and chairman. Yangu ni kusema tukuna shinda mingi sana. We have a lot of problem in our market. Fire, drainage, garbage. Sasa hata tukiambiwa tunaelekea kule kunaitwa sinjini wote. I wonder. So, mine is to request the county government to wake up. In fact, we elected leaders. They always go to sleep. When the election come, they wake up.
Francis, Toy Market.
Yes.
Kuna mambo ya floods.
Yeah.
Na kulikuwa na moto.
Yeah.
Jana.
Jana kulikuwa na moto, although sio haikuingia kwa Toy Market. Ilikuwa
adjacent.
Yeah.
But in terms of this floods that came,
yes.
How were the traders in Toy Market affected?
They were affected a lot due everything. There is one section, everything carried everything with water.
What would you like as a long-term solution for Toy Market?
You know, the solution is only to come and, in fact, even the road. We don't have roads. Ni matope. In fact, Toy Market is the biggest market in Kenya, and I wonder if you come tomorrow uone ile mlima iko pale ya Mount Kenya, ukanyange hapo unaona Nairobi yote takataka.
Mlima ni ya takataka.
Yeah.
Okay. We hear you,
from hiyo takataka ni ya from 2007.
Takataka ya 2007.
Yes. Inaiva inakuwa manyua. Tunashindwa kama tuko mashambani ama tuko pande gani. Yeah.
Wow. Asante, Francis. Please pass the mic to the lady before we come to the front.
Okay,
Please
good evening, everyone.
Stand.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Okay, my name is Violet. I'm from Hawkers Market in Kibra. So in Hawkers Market, even us, we are affected with the rain because we don't have drainage. And there is a day we having some leaders from Governor Sakaja. They came and they told us from Toy to Hawkers, they will make a drainage. So from there, no one has come, no one has responded. So we have a big problem. Even now we have some shops. People have closed because the water swept everything in the shop. So they cannot come. So something which I want to raise up, it is when they came, they make promises, they have to come. and make the deal. After that, we know we are in safety handed. By now, we are not in safe because even in this week, we have, on Thursday, they have said that the rain is coming back.
Yeah.
So we don't know what will come again because our people, they are suffering. So we need the solution from the county government, even the government, to help us to build the drainage so we can go on with our business. Thank you very much.
Asante Violet.
All right.
Patia mzee Mike.
Mzee, this is burning comment. Mzee.
Good evening.
Uh-huh.
I'm Bogwa Kibathi. I represent Gikomba Market, the biggest open air market in sub-Saharan Africa. But it looks as if Gikomba Market is the dirtiest market in that area. One, garbage, nobody collect that garbage. Two, they have really failed to contain the stormwater, as you can see the floods. Sakanja is yet to tell us where that water that we saw on Saturday evening and on Sunday morning, the Nairobi River, he's yet to tell us where that water came from. Because in Nairobi there was no rain. And in some parts like Githongori, Kiambu, and Limuru, there was no rain. He should tell us where that water came from. Because maybe there are some people who released a dam around this area. There was mengi, and he is yet to tell us where that water came from.
Okay.
Another thing is, he's telling us, let's make Nairobi work. How will Nairobi work with this kind of drainage? He should tell us. What you're supposed to do, it is like we Kenyans, we don't know our rights. Because we keep on paying revenues and these people, they're not giving us any services. It is prudent when you're paying revenues and no services offered to you people. What then you're supposed to do? All of us, from Kibera, I don't know from where, we should meet Sakanja and tell us, enough is enough. We are tired. Because each and every month there is a complaint about maybe drainage, garbage collection. I don't know what is happening. There was a body that was found somewhere, and they're saying nobody died. And we are still seeing some bodies. So, me, what I urge my fellows, my fellow traders, businessmen, we should face Sakanja and tell him he should do away with this old rubbish, especially the drainage, once and for all. Thanks.
Shape up or ship out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, who hasn't spoken? I want the people who have not spoken because I need about to wonder. Okay, so microphone here and there. Yes, let's start there. Please stand.
Oh, okay, my name is Ochieng Kevin. I'm a property manager. I'm working under Mawai Property Management in Utawala. So currently what I can say is that in fact, some of the people that are in the government should resign with immediate effect because we have the problem, we have the solution in mind, but there is no action. They're just there to represent maybe a constituency, maybe a ward, but then they're not acting. And just the other day, we've seen that many people have affected and many residents within the CBD have been affected, their business, their property, but there was no proper compensation. And we haven't seen the immediate action to support those people who were affected by the flood. We know we have a poor drainage system. We know we have the unplanned settlement, and we need to work on those problems. The government, I'm urging the government to work on how we can solve the problem. We know the problem, we know the solution, but there is no action. So this has been a song, and we've been singing for a long time. So let us, the people in the government, act, and we find the solution, and to help those people that were affected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give this gentleman, he hasn't spoken first. Yes, before we can.
My name is Karagan, and I'm from Gikomba. The problem that you can see we are facing, it's not a problem that just came out yesterday. Nairobi design were designed the wrong way even before independence. And we have been having
1943.
Yeah, town council, then we have the county government. The county government of Nairobi, it was now handed to Nairobi Metropolitan by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Then Sakaja came bragging very well and saying, it will be back to me and everything will be in order. We know he cannot make everything in order with the time that he has, but surely he has failed us. Even with the simplest thing of unclogging culverts. Look here in Rimuru Road. You can see somebody building on top of a river and clogging all those water and taking them to other residential. When that water comes up to the road, where will it go? It will come all the way back to the river, finding ways into the others. I'm here challenging the Ministry of County Government of planning because of poor planning. We in Gekomba, our market is somehow on the upper side. Maybe we are not much affected by the river, even when it is ours. But if you come to our area, the bridge, the culvert broke down 2 years ago. It is spilling the sewage onto the river. Whose mistake? Yes, we are going to get away people from the riparian land, but before then, what are you going to give us as a solution? In 2 days, we are waiting for another France. In 2 days to come, then we have to shift our jobs. So it is for the county government and especially the governor to take up this challenge because the rains have been coming. They didn't come yesterday. It was warned. Is it not true? It is. So what is he going to do? He must either reshuffle his cabinet. We can see Mosiria doing very good things of talking here and giving us good grammar here and there, but there is nothing. Right today, I'm waiting for that House landlord who is here in Rimuru Road to be taken an action against. But if you see the frat up there, you see Mosiria was just playing PR. Told to me what I may say. It is not too late. The country belongs to us, Nairobi belongs to us, but something has to be done immediately, both between national government and county government. Thank you.
Someone should do something. All right. 2 final comments. Then we call this.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Geoffrey Ranger, a trader in Makina Market. I represent the welding sector. I personally am affected, both last year and this year. Last year, my machines were submerged in water. I tried to repair some failed, some came back to life, and I started working with them again. So, as we speak now, I don't have any single machine with me. The only machine that I have at hand is the only machine that I left on site in Kiambu. So as we speak, I have a lot of work for my clients. I only thank God that all the client that I had this contract is an understanding person. I explained it to him. He told me, just take your time, fix your problem, then submit my work. I don't have a problem with that. My big question goes to the governor. You told us that you are going to employ Green Army in Nairobi to unblock the drainage system within the city. As we speak now, all the floods that come from Toi Market to Hawkers Market, all of it flows towards Makina Market. Once it comes, behind the market, there's a residential area where people stay. The previous MCA dug a very big ditch. In the market, I think I'm the tallest. But when I fall inside that pit, you can't even see my head.
What was the ditch for?
He was trying to solve the problem of the drainage system. He dug the ditch, left it open, nothing continued. Now the people living behind the market, they have connected their sewer system towards that ditch. My friend, when it rains, all those feces comes back to our stalls. You can't access your stall. your machines are on the feces, all your property. So again, there's another tycoon that has built a very big house just close to the market on the drainage system, drainage way. We tried to complain. He told us, I have got money. There's nothing you'll do for me. So I'm asking the NCA, National Construction Authority. I think they're the ones that authorize the building of the buildings and the certifications of all those. Do they really consider other consumers or other business stakeholders, or all they need is money? We want to know if the only thing that is connecting us with the government is the money. Or is the service to us. Because what we demand now, we are tired of this song that I will fix, I will fix, I will fix. It is time for action. Mr. Governor, stand up. Na kama kufisa huku kuna watu wanalala, change them away. Kuna watu wengi potential wafanya kazi. It's not a must ukae nao hata kama alikusaidia campaign. Tufanyie kazi. We are tired of crying every now and then. Thank you,
Geoffrey. Pass the mic to the gentleman at the front. Let up umbrella mic.
Thank you for this opportunity. Good evening. My name is Ben Kuria. I represent the Management University of Africa, which is a private university in South Sea. First of all, to answer the big question for tonight, I think the government is not doing enough. From my perspective, the university is also a business. And because it provides livelihood to faculty, to staff, and also to suppliers. So when this recurring problem of floods happens over and over again, it becomes a huge problem because it is a threat to the education supply chain. We end up losing businesses because students will choose other universities because they don't want to be in areas that are prone to floods, for example. There are other overhead costs that come with such recurring floods. For instance, we end up spending a lot of money using generators that are running the entire day and night so that we can be able to manage student services like learning management systems and the portals, because these same floods that is a recurring issue end up destroying the power plants around the area, end up destroying the infrastructure. So just to answer your question on what I think the government can do to offer solution, number one is, first of all, like in the affected area of South Sea, for example, it has been on the news throughout. These drainage systems, they date back to the 1940s. They were built to sustain, very significantly low population. Yeah. But right now, the population has tripled or has even quadrupled, for example. So there has to be a master plan on how they can be able to manage these drainage systems. There has to be a master plan on how these buildings that are coming up in these riparian areas are controlled, because we are seeing an influx of high-rises in South Sea every day. This is an area that, had a plan for a low population, but because of this, it ends up affecting the entire drainage ecosystem, for example. So we are calling upon the government to look at this issue, because even the education system, like the private university I represent as faculty, is also a business. And when things are disrupted, that means the economy is stalling, because education is key. So I want to urge the government to look into it so that all these sectors, including education and also the traders, can be able to be sorted once and for all. Thank you.
Ben. Thank you.
This is masterclass. I mean, following the last week we had a conversation, I think, with all the planners, architects, and everyone
Nairobi
who's
River
involved,
Commission.
Nairobi River Commission, people who are really in the mix of things, the people we were, I think, in this room would call authorities. And the big question we're trying to resolve then is, do we even have a plan in the first place? It was very clear that the problem of riparian is one of the problems we should solve, but really we should solve this problem wholesomely, all right? The rain doesn't just fall in Gikomba or, you know, in the Sol area alone, it falls across Nairobi. And the fact that we don't give ourselves a responsibility to make sure that where the rain falls, there's proper drainage so that the water does not flow downstream. We find ourselves where we find ourselves tonight. And so the question tonight, and checking the Nairobi flood response check on the effect on the business community, I think what we've agreed tonight is that drainage improvements exists, but not enough for the heavy rains. When we are pounded by heavy rains, we can't do anything. Poor waste management continues to block drainage systems. Weak enforcement allows illegal structures in waterways. Slow urban planning leaves businesses highly exposed. Emergency response, which is spoken about tonight, is improving, but still reactive and not preventative.
And not sufficient.
Completely. Yeah. So the conclusion tonight is Nairobi County has made some effort, but it has not done enough to fully protect businesses from recurring floods. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the last word tonight. We hope the authorities have been listening. Most importantly, not just to give us another statement and to talk, but to actually do something. I think the clarion call tonight has been act. And less talk, more act, both from the national government and the county government. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to The Last Word. Eric Latif, and I'm James Smart. We do this every Tuesday right here on this station and TV. My name is James Smart.